Hello, welcome to Voice in the Alexander Technique. I'm Alison Taylor, and today we're going to be looking at the power of touch. Traditionally, an Alexander lesson is taught one-on-one, and it's a hands-on lesson. So I, as the teacher, use my hands on the student's body just to gently facilitate movement and also to listen. So I'm using my hands to listen to what's going on in the student and also to communicate and gently facilitate freedom, ease of movement in different parts of the student's body. My hands also communicate directly with the student's nervous system, and if I'm putting hands on a student, I need to make sure that in myself I am organized, I am quiet, I don't have an agenda of fixing or manipulating the student, but I'm really just present with what's going on with them in the present moment. But you too can use your own hands to facilitate ease, to connect with your movement of your breath, and to quiet down your nervous system. So today we're just going to do a short exercise of being with sensation. So often students will come into a lesson or find themselves in a moment of tension or pain or discomfort, something physical that they don't want to be there. So rather than giving an exercise to get rid of tension, I like to allow the student to stay with the sensation, and actually paradoxically staying with and attending to the sensation can actually help to shift something in the student. Now, when I'm working hands-on with a student, a voice student or an Alexander student, there is something kind of magical in a two-person dynamic. So we have two energies, two bodies, two beings working together to co-create something powerful and greater than the sum of the two parts, if that makes sense. So when you're working on your own, we're not trying to replicate an experience that you'd have with a teacher, but rather just giving you the ability to make contact with sensation or discomfort and to hang in with that discomfort to allow it to start to shift, rather than trying to stretch it off or shoulder roll tension away or avoid an uncomfortable sensation. We're learning to stay with and to let something change. So for today, you can be sitting on the floor. I'm sitting on a cushion just to have the hips a little bit raised above the knees. If you're comfortable sitting on the floor, you can do so. You can do this exercise sitting in a chair or even on a couch with your back supported. And you can even do this exercise lying flat on the floor. So find your way into in a comfortable position, and we'll get started. And this is Millie. She's coming to help us out today. Hi Millie, thank you so much for joining us. So now that you have yourself organized, sitting or lying flat on the floor, just bring your attention to what's happening in yourself today. So maybe you're aware of a particular sensation. We're not going to call this tension or anxiety or any kind of label, but really just see if you can bring your attention to that sensation without judgment, without analysis, without qualifying it. And now if you feel comfortable, I'll ask you to bring your hand to make contact with the area in your body that you feel that sensation. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. And simply just make physical contact with the palm or palms of your hands. And just be with that sensation for a moment. Can you describe the sensation to yourself, even saying out loud your experience of that sensation? Does it have a sound that it might make? Does it have a texture? Is it hard? Is it soft? Still? Stuck? Wiggly? Fluttery? Condensed? Contracted? How would you really get inside of the sensation to describe it? Be curious about it. Does it have a color? Is it bright? Is it dull? Is it shiny? In its texture, is it pointy, spiky, smooth? What is the texture of the sensation? What's the size? Is it big, small, medium-sized? Does it have a speed or tempo? What is the tempo of this sensation that you're experiencing? Is it quick, slow, darting, meandering, floating, dropping? If the sensation has a movement, can you describe it? And check in with the sensation. Has anything changed or shifted at this point? Notice your breath. Notice your support. What is supporting you right now as you're staying with the sensation? Supporting yourself with the contact of your hand or your two hands. How is your breath supporting you in this moment? The ground or the chair? Where's your support coming from? And notice again, checking back in with your sensation. Has anything shifted? It might even help to describe out loud. Has the tempo changed? Has the color shifted? The brightness or dullness? Is the movement different in your sensation? Maybe it's shifted somewhere else in the body. Let's check back in. Maybe moving the hands around if the sensation has moved, or staying right where you were. There's no right or wrong amount of time. It isn't even about making this sensation shift in any way, but just learning to stay with sensation and to support yourself in that sensation and that experience. So take a few moments. If your eyes are closed, you can gently allow the eyelids to flutter open and have a soft focus on the floor in front of you or on the ceiling if you're lying down. Have a soft focus back to the video. You can keep your hands in support, feeling the warmth of your hands, the support of the floor, support of your breath. So this technique of staying with or hanging in with sensation can be useful in any moment during the day. If you start to feel your breath quickening or discomfort, or even if you have a muscle pain or ache, use your own hands to gently listen to that sensation before you go into a fix-it mode. And just notice, what is this practice like of just pausing and attending to sensation without trying to change anything or adjust anything or fix. Let me know in the comments below how your practice with staying with and pausing is going, and if you've made any applications to your singing in your daily practice. Thanks so much for joining me. Tune in the future for more videos about getting in touch.